Let's go haul some more stuff, shall we? So, I apologize right away for any audio that is screwed up in this video. Same for last video, if you watched it. I didn't know they were going to be mowing the yard. Otherwise, I would have not recorded. But I decided instead of redoing that entire trip, like I usually do when something like that happens, screw it. I'll just do it. Um, that being said, let's look at the freight market down here. And let's go to Vegas. I have never hauled this. I've never even seen this as a load. Goodbye, invisible trailer. How's my truck 3% damaged already? What the hell? You know, I kind of want to run manual mode. Specifically because of that. So I think I will. I think I will just go ahead and go manual mode. Which would be gameplay, sequential, and there we go. The only bad thing about running this mode is it's sequential, not actual manual. I don't have the ability to run a full-on manual at the moment. Recreational vehicles. Never seen this even on, like, it must be a relatively new option. So, like last time, I have advanced coupling enabled. Unlike last time, I'm in sequential mode. It's a matter of lining your wheels up. And there you go. I'm kind of curious how they actually load these, but I think I have an idea. Honestly. But, oh well. It's fun. I took a very long job without even realizing it. Oh, wait. They're not very heavy. There we go. I kind of thought about getting my wheel out, but I don't really want to at the same time. Um, Videos like this, I actually don't mind doing, but I'm not going to do them all in one sitting necessarily. Because that's 2 hours. So I might start getting my wheel out every once in a while and doing a video with it. I would really like to get a new one. I bring that up because in a previous video, I had someone leave a comment asking if I had a wheel. And I do have a wheel, it's just, it doesn't work right, so I need to either get a replacement, which I can't afford at the moment, or just try to figure out how to make it work. Which, I mean, the wheel itself works, but I don't have any blinkers for it. So that would be kind of inconvenient. Not that I use my blinkers now, but that's because I'm on a controller. So. Yeah, can I get on the damn interstate now? Tired of all these freaking red lights. I don't know why I love the sound of this motor so much. It's not necessarily the exhaust sound that I like, it's the turbo sound when you let off to change gears. Or just let off in general. Why am I going through freaking Roswell? What the hell? Last time I was here, I didn't see any freaking aliens. Really, it's coming from you? Of course it is. You could have made that, but whatever. I'm so glad when I get out of the damn city. Get on the friggin' interstate. Looks like I'm driving into rain, which is also getting dark, so there's that. So, I've been watching some YouTube videos that are quite hilarious. Not like actually funny, like comedian funny or something like that, but it just shows how people are just ignorant and stupid. Um, One of the videos that I watched was about a company. It's a battery company that has a product. They have a I think it's a lithium battery. But somebody did a review on said battery. Not just one of them. Okay, not just one of them. Not just, oh, this is a bad lemon. I can't really say anything necessarily bad about the company because it's maybe a one-off. You know, no, they did like, I think 4 of them. And the battery was overheating badly. Like, melting plastic kind of overheating. Like, getting up to 250 Fahrenheit or closer to 300 and causing things to. Why are we slowing down? Why? Whatever. Anyway, um, so this dude is now getting sued by said company for calling them out on their garbage product. And that's funny to me because, you know, someone calls out your product for being bad. If I'm selling something and someone tells me, hey, I bought 3 of these and they were all garbage, that lets me know that I need to do something about quality control. But if I sue the person, that says that I don't care, I'm greedy, I want to make money, and I'm going to sue you for um, defamation or whatever because I want to. Because I'm greedy and I'm just a giant heap of shit. That's what it says about a company that does that. Someone can't find a job and spends $700 because they can't find a job. Y'all are useless. Bastards. Anyway. Like, I don't get it. I really don't. I mean, I do, but at the same time, it's like, Okay, so somebody called you out on your product being garbage, being a safety hazard. Okay. Um, why is it 55? What the hell? Is this not the interstate? Whatever. Oh well. Anyway, I slowed down a little much for that. What was I saying? Oh yeah. If someone calls your product out and says that it's a safety risk, instead of suing them and like claiming they're trying to defame you or whatever, you should really look at your product and go, maybe we should reevaluate the product that we sell so that it's not bad. You know? Of course, this is going to sound racist, but it's not. If things were actually made here in America by Americans that know what the fuck they're doing, we wouldn't have that problem. But instead, people love to outsource to China. Okay? Or Indonesia, or Korea, or Vietnam, or something like that. An Asian country, right? Almost said company. Um, so you end up getting very, very half-assed products. Really? Freaking 25 mile-an-hour speed limit through here. That's so stupid. Um, but yeah, people love to outsource to China, Indonesia, Taiwan. Pick your favorite Asian country that almost said company again. Pick your favorite Asian country that works people for basically freaking pennies, and there you go. That's where it's probably being made. Most likely China. Now, I have nothing against Chinese people. I have friends that are Chinese. I have friends that are Japanese, Taiwanese. You know, I have friends from all over the frickin' planet. I don't care. But you cannot tell me that the quality of materials that they use and the quality of product they make are as good as what used to be made here in the USA. Now, there are some things that, like Vietnam or Taiwan or Korea makes that's actually really good. That being their farm equipment. If I'm not mistaken, Kubota is actually a Vietnamese tractor company, right? Or Korean? Like, that's where it was originally made? Or was it Japan? I don't know. Either way, it's, you know, from overseas in Asia. And they're really good tractors. They're really freaking good tractors because they understand this needs to fucking work. We don't need butt massagers. We don't need uh other adult things, you know. We need a vehicle to pull something. It needs to pull something heavy and move it. Right? But when it comes to things like auto parts, for example, a buddy of mine was complaining about this the other day in Discord. He has I think it's a 94 F350 with a 7.3 in it. Very beautiful truck. He's showed me pictures on Discord. And he went to change the alternator because the alternator finally crapped out after, 200,000 miles because it was American made and actually good. He bought a brand new alternator from AutoZone or an auto parts store. I don't remember if it was AutoZone or not, but an auto parts store. $300. He said he put it on, got it hooked up, working just fine, working great. And then 2 weeks later, driving down the road, it just quits charging. Checks the connections. Nope, they're all fine and dandy. They're all working. It's just gone out. He takes it back to the store where he got it. It's gone out. It's dead. Now, luckily, he managed to get some kind of warranty on it, which is good. But that happens all the friggin' time. Because if you look on a part and it says made in China, you're gonna have to replace it again. So unless it's like a $50 part, prepare to spend money. Always get the warranty on it. Sign whatever form you have to sign or whatever, and get the warranty. Because I guarantee you're gonna have to freaking replace it again. Now that's not to say that you can't get some good ones that last, longer than the truck. Or longer than the engine, for example. But that's few and far between. That's just like, I don't like big cities. I'm from the country, or the sticks. I'm fine with where I live. I don't want to go to a big city to play cards or anything because it's not a matter of if, but when you get shot, stabbed, or mugged. Because that's where all the crime is. Meanwhile, you never hear about people breaking into people's houses in the country here. Because people around here hunt. A lot of people hunt. So they have firearms. We also have hungry animals that eat meat. They don't care what kind of meat it is. We have scavengers. So, if someone breaks into someone's house and gets turned into red mist on their wall, they may or may not just, dump the body in the woods and feed the local animals. Which, I'm not saying that's the correct way to do it, but I don't really want to talk about political crap, to be honest with you, but probably will anyway. I am a firm believer that if everyone has a handgun and is trained to use it safely, there are some gun control, gun policies, whatever you want to call them, that I do kind of agree with in one way or another. And I'll give you an example. If it is required before you can purchase your first firearm to go take a gun safety course, I'm okay with that. I think that should actually be a thing. You know, if um, let's say you're married to someone who has to drive through a dangerous part of town. You don't want your wife to, be driving there by herself or whatever and something happen. You want her to be able to protect herself. And a lot of time, mace, pepper spray, that kind of stuff doesn't really work. However, putting a 9mm through a dude's lower region, reproductive parts, yeah, that'll stop him. It won't kill him, probably. But he won't be doing that no more. I can tell you that. I should probably speed up. Although I'm happy doing 60. Anyway. Back to the, wife thing. If, your wife has to go through somewhere that's not very safe, or, a big city, just in general is not very safe half the time, then getting her a firearm would be the smart thing to do. Getting a firearm for her to protect herself would be smart. And in order to do that, if you have to go through a safety course to know, how to use it, how to safely use it, because I've watched videos on YouTube that are just... I don't... If I seen someone doing this in person, I would probably bitch slap them with a cast iron skillet and knock their frickin' teeth out, okay? People just waving firearms, loaded handguns at other people, just, what you call flagging, right? Just wave the pistol around, finger on the trigger, safety off, one in the chamber, There was a video that I seen not too long ago that was talking about a incident that happened where this dude killed his girlfriend because he was playing with a pistol. And he went to jail for murder. I'm like, yeah, you deserve that. You deserve it. Guns are not toys. That is one thing that I absolutely believe in. That is, guns are not toys. So, I do think that everyone should go through a gun safety course. I don't think it should necessarily be a law, but I wouldn't be opposed to that being a law if that was the only thing that they, made in a bill. Then I would vote for it if that was, the only thing, but it's never the only thing. For every one good idea that people have for gun safety, they have about 50 stupid ideas. So, yeah. But that's kind of the same for anything, to be honest with you. And I'll be honest, I don't understand why people are like so big on gun control stuff, and yet you can get a car and do more damage. Like, there's more people killed by drunk drivers every year than there are by, guns, right? Pretty sure there's more people killed by cars in one way or another than there are by guns. The difference being a gun is usable in self-defense, meanwhile a car is not supposed to be used in that way. It is not supposed to be used to run into people, but people do it any damn way. I've got a friend that lives in, I forget where exactly he said he lives, but it's in the UK. It's close to London. And he has to go to London for work. He hates it there. Don't know why I keep not paying attention, but I do. Of course. I'm not hauling anything that's freaking heavy, so why are you calling me in? Do people just not communicate what they're hauling? Like, oops, a little bit over rib there. 48,000 pounds. I bet if I had a full tank, it'd be closer to 50. Yeah, people are just dumb when it comes to stuff like that. Like, I was talking to my buddy that lives in England. I think he lives in, is it Brussels? That's like the next town over from England? I don't know. Correct me in the comment section. I don't know. I don't know Europe at all. I don't know the United Kingdom. I don't know any of that stuff. I don't ever really plan to visit that. Like, if I get the opportunity, I might take it, but it's not something that I have set as a bucket list item. You know? So, yeah. Anyway, I was talking to him and he's like, there's more stabbings over here than there is people getting shot in the US. Not all of them are fatal, but there's a lot of stabbings. Well, yeah, because, People don't have bullet, uh, or hole punchers, right? Or bullet eaters, if you want to call them that, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, like he said that he's witnessed a stabbing before, and it's like, it's not something you really ever want to see. Ever. And I agree. I never want to see someone get stabbed. I also never want to see someone get shot. And I never want to have to be the one that shoots someone. And for the record, I was joking about people shooting criminals that break in, dumping bodies in the woods, and feeding the local wildlife. I'm sure that does happen, probably down in Georgia and Louisiana. You know, gotta feed them gators, but I don't think it happens very much. Of course, if it does, we don't know about it because nobody's gonna come out and say, "Yeah, I shot some bitch breaking into my house. I dumped him down in the woods there, feeding the local wolves, and coyotes, and bears, and other stuff." Get off the rumble strips. It will be daylight soon. It will be nice. I'm going to deliver in the daytime. That's good. Yes, do the opposite of what you're supposed to next to the vehicle on the side of the road. That's smart. Notice how I merge over because I have the room when someone's getting on the interstate next to me? That's how you are supposed to do it. You're not supposed to stop. I should really just keep my cruise set at 60 and get it over with, even if the speed limit's freaking 90. I might actually reach $700,000 in this video. I'll be close, that's for sure. I didn't realize that it was going to be this long of a trip. I'll be honest. Uh, I honestly want to turn my AC on, but I don't at the same time because it's gonna make very obnoxious sounds in the microphone. So, yeah. And I've only got like 20 more minutes of driving in game, so. Or 20 more minutes in real time, like, you know, 4.5 or 5 hours in game. Speed limit now 75. Should I speed up to 70 and get it over with, or just keep it at 60 and say fuck it? Going to 70. I've got some clips on my Twitch channel that I've honestly thought about uploading to YouTube, but they're several years old, of course. Um, but I thought about it because they're kind of funny, you know. They're like 8 years old or something like that at this point. So, I'm honestly hoping that um, they get to my home state of Tennessee pretty quickly. Like, I'm really hoping that they do. I'm also hoping that they do some stuff like put some more roads in. Like, for example, I've been on this interstate for a very, very long time. I've been on 40. I thought this was 70. Um, this is actually the interstate that goes through my hometown. Or not hometown, but, well, home city, I guess? I don't know. Anyway, um, like, I would like to be able to get off on 17 and then, like, I'm sure there's an exit here, for example, and cut across there and come out right here, you know. Or, uh, be able to go in this area, right? The way it is right now, like, all these roads, they're mainly interstates. Like, they're the main highways and stuff, which is fine. But, like, there's a lot more highways and stuff than this. Like, if you look at a real map and it highlighted all the the roads and stuff, it would literally be just lines all over the place. It would look like someone just went line here, 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 here. Like, you know, just pretend this is a marker, just line, 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 line. There you go. Because you got roads that go from Moab to Page. You got roads that go from Moab to Cedar City. Uh, and then one that goes from Moab to Vernal, however you want to say it. Like, just all kinds of stuff, right? So, it would be kind of fun to have alternative routes, is what I'm trying to get at. I don't mind the interstates. Like, if I was a truck driver in real life, this is what I would prefer. to get on the interstate and go from point A to point B by interstate and never have to go through cities. That's what I would prefer. But, like when they released the drivable vehicles, the drivable, or ownable, regular cars and trucks and stuff, which I'm kind of surprised that they haven't already got in this game, just maybe a non-name brand or something. Why are you slowing down? You really shouldn't have slowed down so much. I am not slowing down. Anyway. Sorry, car. I just think it would be kind of cool to be able to explore more with the regular cars and trucks. You know? Like, okay, if you're in an 18-wheeler, you're restricted to just the main highways, like the main interstates and stuff like that. But once you get into, you know, a car, for example, you can do mountain trails and 4x4 trails and stuff like that, you know? That'd be cool. It would be really freaking awesome for a company like SCS and BeamNG Drive to partner together, and BeamNG's physics, like mud, terrain, crash physics, damage physics, that kind of stuff, actually be implemented into a game like American Truck Simulator. You know, you run too hard up a hill. Like if I downshift into 10th right now and just run the crap out of it and over rev the motor, it'll blow up. Like it'll sling a rod or something, you know. Which is not very fun. When you're not trying to, you know, window the block of your engine. But like, if you're driving a manual transmission, for example, with an H pattern shifter or whatever, anytime that you grind the gears trying to shift without using the clutch, you damage the transmission. You know? Or just normal wear and tear on the transmission. Because my truck's 7% worn out already. The trailer is 2%. I don't think that's realistic, but whatever. It's only been 1,000 miles. I think I'm gonna run this till it does not start anymore, which will probably be like 25% damaged. I think that's what I'm gonna do. But I've mentioned it in a video before that I think that would be really, really awesome. You know, have the physics of something like BeamNG or Mud Runner or something, and like the gameplay of ATS. Of course, the downside to doing all that, with every update, it starts taking a little more and a little more power, like a little better computer to run the settings that I'm running. And I'm not there yet, but I'm probably not very far off not being able to run this game and record it. By 1.7.0, I may not be able to run this game. It may be longer than that, it may be 2.0 or something, but, you know. you're trying to come past me, okay. Well, if you're gonna pass me, then come on. But I think things like, uh, you know, engine overheat, your clutch wearing out, or, tires wearing out, stuff like that, where you have to, make sure that you have good tires or whatever on your truck and trailer. I think that would be kind of cool. It'd be a little too realistic for some people, but I think it would be nice to, like, be able to do some of that stuff, I think it would be pretty cool. I am very happy that the update added in the ability to choose how long you want to sleep. I really do like that. As well as like the tow to road option, which I've never had to use, by the way. So far. I don't think I've used the F7 thing either. I know 161 is supposed to be out here in a couple weeks, the time of recording. Probably out by the time you see this. And it's not going to be a major update. It's going to be kind of a minor update, I guess. Just some, like, graphic updates. Interior changes. I think they're finally reworking the headlights so that they don't suck balls. So I won't need a headlight mod, perhaps. And they're doing some stuff with the start menu and stuff like that. What's kind of funny is when I last played this game, it was on update 145. Right before I started playing and recording it. That is, it was on update 145 or something like that. Not even close to where it is now. And just since I've started playing again, it's gone from 158 to 161. Or 160. Fixing to be 161. So, they've done several things that are much needed items, for sure. Got the Hoover Dam over there. The reservoir, the whole 9 yards. How hard is that to get to? There's no way to get there. How do I get over there? Doesn't matter. I know I'm going to need some fuel before I take the next job. That's for sure. I also think it would be pretty freaking awesome if they added Hotshot into this game, because They're adding, I think, the F-150, the Ram 2500, and like the Mustang and the Charger. I think that's right. So it wouldn't be impossible for them to add in a gooseneck trailer and the ability to do small jobs like haul a light um, excavator or bulldozer or something, you know. I honestly do want to try and get into hot shot myself. Local hot shot in real life, and I would make a channel uh, for that. Oh boy, it's getting warm in here. It's that time of the year where I usually end up taking a break because it's so freaking hot. And honestly, kind of thinking about it again, but I don't know. I've got videos recorded, and um, I think I've got enough videos to go through August as of recording this. I know I've got enough to make it through July with this one. I'm pretty sure. Maybe one more. I don't know. I think this one will be July 25th, 27th. I don't know. But, I'm kind of wanting to just go ahead and record all the videos that I want or that I need to make it through August into, as far as I can. Like, I could honestly probably just record all the way out to episode 100 this week if I wanted to. But I don't necessarily want to. And the main reason that I don't really want to is, like, the videos at 159 are just now starting to show up, or be released, rather. Um, so if I record all the way out to episode 100, for example, they would be many updates behind, because I imagine that we're going to have 165 by the time December rolls around. And if I did my math right, which probably didn't, um, I'd be on episode 100 about December 4th, give or take. Wait, so you want this where? You want it, right? For fuck's sake. The only way for me to do this is to do this kind of a dumb way. I'm going to hit the freaking thing. Wrong gear. Is there actually a way to get around that side of the building? I believe there is. Okay, so this is going to be rather annoying. Will she make it? Yes, she will. I am probably gonna... I should do this third person just because it'll be easier. I'm not going to. Y'all know how I am about that. I prefer first person. Oops. This one was rather tricky to do. Especially in first person. Yeah, one thing about hot-shotting is like this load right here, two camper trailers. You could actually haul that on a gooseneck. I don't really know how you would get them on, but that's not really for me to worry about. Let's see. I'm gonna do this in third person and first person, to be honest with you. Actually, no, I'm just gonna do it first person straight. First person with the assist of a camera mirror thing. There we go. Almost 16 hours. 2500 XP. Another load like that, and I'll be level 32. Pretty good. Used almost well, might as well just round up and say 90 gallons of fuel. That's for a little over an hour long video. Hour and 12 minutes. So, yeah. Made it to 700,000. So, getting closer to that $1 million. But I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here because it is getting hot in here and I'm going to turn my AC on. But I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about stuff that I said in this video. Let me know your opinions. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share with your friends. And hit the little bell icon thing. Get notified when I upload videos. Or release videos, rather. And yeah, till next time. I'll catch you later. Bye for now.